What do you think Putin would want to get and actually could get from North Korea?
푸틴이 원하는 건 포탄이겠죠. 미사일하고.
What Putin wants would be artillery shells and missiles. Putin is expected to seek closer security cooperation with North Korea, especially military supplies such as artillery shells that are necessary to seize a chance to win.
물품에 대해서 북한에게 요청하리라고 봅니다.
In terms of the satellite, we saw North Korea's last satellite launch fail, and that's despite Russia's pledge for cooperation, space cooperation. So what's your take on that?
그게 바로 러시아의 엔진 최신의
They are exactly Russia's latest engine technologies. So our assessment is that North Korea has admitted to receiving engine technologies from Russia. In terms of why they failed, they have yet to secure reliability as they integrate North Korean engines and other technologies that they have developed with Russian technologies. North Korea is believed to be continuing engine tests at the moment, and we believe that they will try another launch in the second half.
할 것으로 시험 발사가 아닌 발사를 할 것으로 저희들이 생각하고 있습니다.
How much North Korea is spending on launching these missiles from short range to intermediate range and ICBM? Do you have a breakdown?
개개의 발
Rather than speaking of the cost of individual missiles, let me give you an overall figure. North Korea fired around 30 missiles last year. According to a thorough estimate from the Korean Institute for Defense Analysis, known as KEDA, we would need some $1 billion in spending. The money is enough to cover North Korea's food shortages for a year. So in fact, North Korea is ignoring its people's hardships to carry out missile provocations.
So, Minister, Russia helping North Korea's military technology, that inevitably means greater threat for South Korea. So what is your red line in terms of Moscow's military cooperation with North Korea?
아까 말씀한
We consider the transfer of key technologies related to nuclear and missile programs as the red line, but it's something that needs to be decided together by South Korea and the US. There's no point in the South Korean government setting it alone. So we are having discussions to decide with the US and share with like-minded countries.
We're hearing that there could be another three-way summit between South Korea, US, and Japan. So in terms of the security cooperation, what is the priority for South Korea?
우선 북핵 미사일 위협에 대응하는 데 있어서
A priority would be to establish a system to more effectively, promptly, and coherently respond to North Korea's nuclear and missile threats among South Korea, the US, and Japan, and to make that irreversible. So during the last Shangri-La dialogue, we have decided to create a security cooperation framework amongst the three of us. South Korea has drafted a document and proposed to the US and Japan. The defense ministers of the three countries will sign it in the second half of this year.
한미일 국방부장에 서명하기로 했습니다.
Minister, China has accused the US of trying to build what it calls an Asian version of NATO. So what are your thoughts on that?
중국이
On China's concerns, I think it really depends on China's behavior. If all the countries in the Indo-Pacific, not just China, adhere to the rules-based world order, the rest of the world will not try to limit it. So the idea of an Asian version of NATO to me seems like a premature concern. But at the same time, I believe that the best way to dispel such concern is for China to give the Indo-Pacific region and the international community confidence that it will uphold the rules-based international order, and there should be no problem.
지킨다고 하는 확실한 믿음과 신뢰를 인태지역 나아가서 국제사회에 준다면 아무 문제가 없다고 생각합니다.